4 Investigates. If you have concerns about fraud and corruption, send your tips to our investigation hotline. 4 Investigates, keeping you safe, holding people accountable.
The countdown is on.
Marshall's buyers hustle until the last minute, so there's always incredible new gifts in store. We get the deals. You gift the good stuff.
Give it what you want.
Depend keeps you drier than ever, so you can say yes to more than ever.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Depend. The only thing stronger than us is you.
When you smell the amazing scent of Gain Flings, time stops. And you realize you're in love.
Steve.
With a laundry detergent. Gain Flings. Seriously good scent.
For more than a decade, Farxiga has been trusted again and again and again. Ask your doctor about Farxiga.
Colbert's got an all-new Late Show with Nicole Kidman. CBS tonight.
I want them to be sweating.
I'm scared. It's the finale of Survivor 47. The Survivor season finale, CBS Wednesday, 8/7 Central. Nikki Glazer hosts the Sirius Award Show.
Thank you very much.
That doesn't take itself too seriously. The Golden Globes, live Sunday, January 5th on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Live from the Rio Grande Valley, this is CBS 4 News, working for you at 10.
Everybody can come in. All units can come in. Shooter is down.
We know that 3 people are dead, including the suspect shooter. We know that the suspect shooter was a teenage student who attended the school.
This is not okay. If your kids are at school, they are not okay. If they are at church, they are not okay. If they are outside, elsewhere, they are not okay. Where are they going to be safe?
Good evening, Valley. Welcome to CBS 4 Live at 10. I'm Sydney Hernandez. We're beginning in Wisconsin, where police say a shooting at a Christian school has left 3 people dead, including the teenage female suspect who was a student there. 6 others were hurt, including 2 with critical injuries. Police say a second grader is the one that called 911 to report the shooting. Ian Lee has more from Madison.
Ambulances and police rushed to a private Christian school in Madison, Wisconsin, just before 11 a.m. following reports of an active shooter.
Got a call coming in at Abundant Life Christian Church that's advising someone was shot.
Police say victims included a teenage student and teacher who were killed.
It's sad, you know, to be home and then somebody call you and say your kids' school in down and shooting, and you didn't know where they are.
Police say the shooter was a 15-year-old girl who attended the school and that she appears to have died from a self-inflicted gunshot. CBS News has learned she was carrying a 9mm pistol. Police are still working to determine a possible motive.
Today truly is a sad day for Madison and for our country. It is a day that I believe will live in our collective minds for a very, very long time.
The school's former principal shared his pain about the shooting.
My heart grieves beyond words with them.
This chart shows how school shootings have increased in the U.S. in recent years.
Our community is better than this. Our country is better than this. Cannot continue.
Saturday marked 12 years since the shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School, where 20 first graders were shot to death. Ian Lee, CBS News, Madison, Wisconsin.
President Biden has been briefed on the shooting. He says he's spoken with the Wisconsin governor. In a statement, he called it, quote, shocking and unconscionable. Tonight, we are breaking our coverage down for an in-depth look. We're going to take a look at the data. We showed you just a little while ago, but this is the latest data from David Reedman of the K-12 school shooting database. They've compiled every data on the school shootings anytime a firearm has been discharged on school property dating back to 1966. All the way to 2023. Within that time frame, there have been close to 3,000 school shootings, including 2,372 victims wounded and over 1,000 deaths. To be more recent, this is the data from the last recent years. Now, data for this year hasn't been in yet just because the school year hasn't been completed. But let's take you down to the last 5 years. You can see here it has increased with each year that passes. In 2023, there were 349 school shootings. According to the database, in 2022, 308 incidents. 2021, there were 257, and in 2020, 116. Now, it's important to note most schools in the United States were shut down for several months in 2020 and 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Chief Meteorologist Brian Hale joining us now. Brian, a lovely evening out there across the valley. Yes, much different from yesterday's wet day.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. We're looking at a really nice day out there today, but we're looking forward to a nicer day tomorrow. We're going to have some pretty sweet weather. We've got a few clouds rolling across the region out of the west. That mid-level moisture continuing to fuel those clouds, and it will do so more so overnight tonight. I expect cloud cover to increase overnight. I also expect the opportunity for fog to manifest itself toward dawn. 72 McAllen, 69 Harlingen right now, 72 Brownsville, and 71 at Raymondville at this hour. Where do we go from here? Well, open visibility right now, but as we head toward dawn, that's going to shrink. In other words, it's going to be harder to see where you're going, more than likely. By dawn, 65 degrees, the overnight low. There's no guarantee for fog, but there's a pretty good shot at it. I'm going to show you the constituents that make up the fog and the potential for it. And then we're going to talk about these temperatures. What are we going to do there? How's it going to pan out for the rest of the week? I've got all that information, including the Christmas forecast, coming up.
Perfect, Brian. Heads up if you're traveling throughout Hidalgo County tonight. This is a live look courtesy of the TxDOT camera off of the freeway. Right now, you can see that we are closing up, or they are closing up some of those nightly closures. These are where the crews are working on off of the interchange project. From now until December 22nd, there will be full closures of the I-69C southbound main lanes between Trenton Road and Nolana Loop. Off of the I-69 southbound frontage road between I-2 and State Highway 495, there will be double lane closure on the northbound main lanes between Nolana and Trenton. The closures will happen from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Monday through Thursday. Progreso CBP officers arresting Adrian de la Fuente from Mercedes, on Friday. De la Fuente was wanted by the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Department for a sex crime involving a minor. The man from Mercedes was returning from Mexico, and during the inspection, officers were able to discover he had an arrest warrant for indecency with a child. He was arrested and taken over to the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Department. Onto your border headlines. President-elect Donald Trump says he's working with Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton on filing a restraining order against the Biden administration. This comes after reports that the administration is selling off border wall materials through a government surplus auction house. A Customs and Border Protection official confirming that those parts were meant for border wall construction in Arizona. We reached out to Paxton's office but did not get a response by the time of the newscast. Other Texas leaders are promising to help the incoming president.
Make no mistake, Texas will make every effort, do whatever it takes to assist the president, and we're going to secure this border once and for all for the people of America and Texas.
Patrick said Texas will buy any portions of the wall up for sale and give it to the Trump administration if it makes economic sense. A team from the Texas Facility Commission did look at some of the steel bollards up for sale, but said they were mostly junk, according to Patrick. And there are piles of bollards that are stacked high throughout the valley. So the question is, will any of those get auctioned? Border Report's Sandra Sanchez brings us the story.
This yard in Pharr, Texas is where border bollards have been stored for years. But the difference is this material is owned by U.S. Customs and Border Protection for security initiatives, and I'm told will not be auctioned off. The bollards in Arizona are material owned by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, part of the Defense Department, and are surplus materials, I've learned. The border bollards in South Texas are under the Department of Homeland Security, a different agency. A CBP official told me, quote, the panels in Texas are not related to the ongoing sale in Arizona, end quote. I'm told the material will be kept on hand in Texas. Since October 2023, DHS has been trying to build about 20 miles of border wall in nearby Starr County. In fiscal year 2019, Congress approved this segment of wall in Starr County, and the Biden administration has waived environmental regulations for construction. There is about $200 million in funding, but the agency needs to acquire the land from private landholders. During the first Trump administration, over 400 miles of new border wall were built, and the materials were brought in by the truckloads. Many of these bollards have been here for years. They're rusted and stacked high. President-elect Donald Trump campaigned on a platform of tougher border security, and it's expected he will increase the number of miles of border wall. He very well could use some of this material that's behind me right now. In FAR, Sandra Sanchez, Border Report.
Sandra, thanks so much. Making headlines tonight, the judge in President-elect Donald Trump's hush money case has denied his motion for dismissal based on immunity grounds. Judge Juan Merchan made a ruling rejecting the claim from Trump's lawyers. The case involves 34 felony counts of falsifying business records related to the payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels during his 2016 presidential campaign. The judge has yet to rule on other claims by Trump's attorneys that they say warrant a dismissal, including Trump's election as president for a second non-consecutive term last month. And the president-elect busy today in the same press conference where he asked President Biden to stop selling border wall material in Arizona. He defended his pick to lead the nation's health department. Our Vinay Simlot explains.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. called his meetings with Republican senators very productive. He'll need 51 senators to vote to confirm him to become the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Now, some Republicans and Democrats have pushed back on some of his views, including vaccines.
Bobby's going to get confirmed.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. met with supportive Republican senators on Capitol Hill on Monday afternoon.
I'm completely supportive of what he wants to accomplish.
In Florida, President-elect Donald Trump defended his choice to lead the Department of Health and Human Services.
I think he's going to be much less radical than you would think.
Kennedy has pushed the debunked idea that vaccines cause autism, and one of his close aides filed a petition in 2022 to revoke approval for the polio vaccine. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell had polio as a child and released a statement that didn't mention Kennedy, but says, quote, anyone seeking the Senate's consent to serve in the administration should steer clear of efforts to discredit the polio vaccine. RFK Jr. insists he is not anti-vaccine.
I think he's got a very open mind, or I wouldn't have put him there.
But Democrats say they're not convinced.
We cannot allow at this moment to hand over the keys of public health to an extreme and unqualified and dangerous nominee.
My hope is that he does not get any Democratic support.
RFK Jr. may have trouble getting support from some senators based on his views on abortion and on farming. On his campaign website, he said he was a firm supporter of abortion access. He's also opposed to genetically modified crops. Now, a key Republican senator, Chuck Grassley from Iowa, is also a corn farmer, and he says you can't feed the 9 billion people of this world without some genetically modified foods. In Washington, I'm Vinay Simlot. Back to you.
Vinay, thank you. Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are putting new pressure on federal security agencies to get to the bottom of these mysterious drone sightings that have now popped up here in the Lone Star State. Homeland Security says infrared technology is now helping police on the ground identify the drones in the air. And President-elect Donald Trump is seeking answers.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense.
Federal agencies say of the 5,000 tips they've received so far, less than 100 of them have generated credible leads. President Biden marking his final White House Hanukkah celebration. The holiday gala is the second since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. Tonight, Biden vowed he would continue to work to get all of the hostages home. Health officials in Gaza say over 45,000 Palestinians have been killed since the war began. The city of Primera celebrating a major milestone tonight. We have all the details for you on their new fire department in just minutes. And still to come, the effort that the city of Mercedes putting in to make Christmas extra special for one young resident battling stage 4 cancer. The heartwarming story plus the parade thrown in her honor are coming up after the break. Stick with us. You're watching CBS 4 Live at 10.
Double taxation starting at 5 a.m. Hear the latest proposal by the Texas Comptroller's Office and what it could mean for your business. We'll have that story and more right here on CBS 4.
Something monumental, covering all things football, is coming. GMFB Overtime. It's football for everyone.
Tonight at 11 p.m. on KGBT 4.1.
Deck the halls this Christmas at Bert Ogden Harlingen Kia today. Drive the all-new Kia K4 just $189 a month. Plus the Kia 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. We shop the competition so you don't have to. Come in today and get amazing holiday deals on Kias at Bert Ogden Harlingen Kia.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with the Ford crew.
Maverick, Ranger.
Another truckload of trucks?
Big event needs a big selection. Right, like the Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. Gas, hybrid, electric, and big selection means great deals. Exactly, which means it's the best time to buy.
Drive F-150 today with 1.9 financing for 60 months plus $1,000 holiday cash and no payments for 90 days. Includes complimentary maintenance. See your best in Texas Ford dealer.
Wednesday, only on News Nation. Cuomo.
Just to be clear, I disagree with Bill.
O'Reilly.
You're a little verbose tonight. Am I?
America's favorite sparring duo with TV's liveliest, most honest debate.
You're on your game tonight, Cuomo, even though you need a tie.
Bill O'Reilly on Cuomo.
Bill and I often disagree about things. How we disagree, I think, is way more important.
Wednesday at 8, 7 Central.
I mean, I'd rather be with you on News Nation.
Only on News Nation. News for all Americans.
Make the holidays merry at Bert Ogden Harlingen Kia today. Drive a new Kia Sportage, just $289 a month. Plus the Kia 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. We shop the competition so you don't have to. Come in today and get amazing holiday deals on Kias at Bert Ogden Harlingen Kia.
The city of Primera getting ready to launch their very own fire department. Officials say it'll ensure that the city is ready to handle their own emergencies with dedicated first responders. The volunteer fire chief, Desiderio Tristan, says they are currently training civilian volunteers, but their fire department will be made up of certified firefighters as well.
So far we have a list of 20 volunteers. At least half of those are certified professional paid firefighters from neighboring cities that live in this community and that are offering to help as well. In addition to that, we're training our local volunteers, uncertified civilians, to also be prepared to fight fires safely and efficiently.
The city has purchased 2 fire trucks and equipment for the volunteers. They're awaiting some more equipment to be purchased soon. And all across the valley, families attending Christmas parades so their children can see Santa. But one Mercedes family had to cancel their annual tradition because their young daughter has stage 4 cancer. When the police chief found out, he reached out to others and they were able to bring the Christmas parade to her. Our photojournalist Emiliano Peña was there to capture all the excitement.
They love you. I'm here for you.
We thought just Santa was gonna come, and we never imagined this.
We do go to Wesco Parade every year. We couldn't make it because she gets her chemotherapy, and after her chemotherapy, she feels a little bit down.
Merry Christmas!
How's everybody today?
Good.
No, unfortunately, this family is going through what they're going through, but for me, it's very joyful that everybody didn't hesitate when I called them to put this parade together.
Since my daughter was diagnosed with her condition, we had to stop working, especially me. We try to provide as much as we can. Sometimes it's hard, but we try.
It took 2 phone calls, and then those 2 phone calls turned into 4 phone calls, and all of the agencies showed up. So we will be taking her a Christmas parade, filled with Santa, with gifts, and with lots of love and warm wishes.
For her, I mean, you can clearly tell that she's a fighter. You can tell that the family are fighters, and that's what she needs. And we're going to be here. We're not going to lose touch. And there's much more to come, for sure.
How happy are you?
Maybe imagine they all here for you.
Wow. Aside from the gifts in the parade, the county was able to help pay for the family's utility bills.
Well, an opportunity for morning fog come the dawn. We'll look into that. Cold front for the middle of the week. And guess what? I've got the Christmas forecast coming up.
Deck the halls this Christmas at Bert Ogden Kia in Mission. Drive the all-new Kia K4 just $189 a month. Plus the Kia 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. We shop the competition so you don't have to. Come see Santa George and his elves today at Bert Ogden Kia in Mission.
Just bust the move. You want it, you got it. You want it, yeah. Just bust the move.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $5,600 in average finance savings. Plus, no monthly payments until next year. We are professional grade GMC.
CBS 4 News is honoring top educators across the valley. Tell us why they're unique and how they're helping students. Nominate your favorite teacher today by logging on to valleycentral.com and clicking the Golden Apple Award link. Golden Apple is supported by Vexus Fiber Internet.
Make this holiday bright with the new Cadillac XT4 for just $469 a month during Cadillac Season's best event. Experience the difference at Bert Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh.
80% of oyster reefs have disappeared, reduced from overharvesting and environmental events. CCA Texas has stepped up by funding over $7 million to build and restore these vital oyster reefs, providing essential fish habitat, which prevents erosion of our marsh nurseries and improves water quality. Join CCA and help us build more habitat today for fish tomorrow.
Make the holidays merry at Bert Ogden Kia in Mission. Drive a new Kia Sportage, just $289 a month. Plus the Kia 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. We shop the competition so you don't have to. Come see Santa George and his elves today at Bert Ogden Kia in Mission.
A lovely ending. Beautiful day here in the Valley. A good start to the week.
Indeed,
Monday.
considering the weekend was so...
Yeah.
The week is starting out much better. 63 overnight tonight, increasing clouds overnight toward dawn. We'll also see the formation of some fog between now and dawn, so that's something to take into consideration. The forecast takes you right on through over the next several hours. That's 1 a.m. Now let's go to 6 a.m. Now you see a more serious effort of Mother Nature developing a little bit of fog there across the valley. A patchy fog at this point in the forecast could also become patches of dense fog. When fog, it's squirrely that way. It doesn't like to be manhandled in a forecast. Slow down if you encounter some of that fog. Maybe it's not at your house or your destination, but somewhere in between. So leave early. No sudden stops in the fog, and please leave the low beams on. What's it all about? How's this fog forming anyway? Well, it's been raining the last couple of days, at least a light drizzle, so the ground is a little bit wet, and that water in the soil is then evaporating into the air immediately over the ground. So now you got all this water vapor in this air, you know, like moist air, like humid air almost. And that is going to continue to cool overnight tonight. And what happens when you cool air that has water vapor in it? Well, it just condenses. And it ends up condensing into a cloud along the ground that we call fog. So this continued cooling happens overnight tonight. If it cools enough, we'll reach the magic number, and all that water vapor will just pop, and form fog. But it does it here, it does it there. You know, it's usually very spotty. Sometimes it's, especially in a situation like this. 6 to 8 a.m., 63 to 67 degrees tomorrow morning. Your biggest concern, again, is the potential for patchy fog. 80 degrees by noon. That sounds pretty good. Skies partly cloudy, mostly cloudy back and forth throughout the day. 83 by afternoon. Southeast winds and available sunshine will work together to make it a pretty nice day out there, because 83 is well above normal, which should be closer to 74 or 75 degrees for this time of year. So keep that in mind, huh? And there you see McAllen topping out around 84, as well as Edinburgh. And then morning fog, any chance of that giving way to nice conditions across the valley to 82, Rancho Viejo and Brownsville, mid to upper 70s near the coast. The next weather maker is coming down the road here by Wednesday late in the day, as we have a cold front that'll be moving through. Oh, come on, baby, there you go. As we have a cold front that'll be moving through from about 4 to 6 p.m., showing itself, and then by 9 p.m., cutting on down through the valley. And that's the leading edge of cooler air, this blue line here. So as it runs through, it's liable to kick up a couple of showers, and that's about it. Its main job is to open the gate for the north wind and for cooler, drier conditions to settle on in to the Rio Grande Valley. That's what we're looking forward to. Highs in the 70s, low 70s on Thursday instead of the low to mid 80s. Around this time of year, that's a fair cold front.